So guys, it is currently mid-August, and recently I just moved back in LA, pretty much in my same apartment in my same room, because now we are back for this fall semester within my first year of the Masters of Fine Arts program here at the University of Southern California for the School of Cinematic Arts and Film Production. So again, still within the first year of the 3-year program, but this semester is probably going to be the most intense for the entire program, because this semester you're pretty much working on 3 films, like back to back to back, like literally. For one film, you're the director-writer. For another film, you're the producer-editor. And the other one, you're going to be the cinematographer. But today, we are making this video because, once again, I am collaborating with the folks over by NEEWER to help promote one of their products that they have, they've had for a while, actually. And I will say the product that NEEWER sent me out this time is actually a product that I've been wanting from them for quite some time. NEEWER is definitely an incredible company, especially if you are looking for camera accessories. I will say a lot of other brands out there are very expensive for the accessories that you get, but I think NEEWER is one of the few that gives you really good performance for the price that they're listing it at, so that way, you know, you're not overspending on just the accessories that you need. But pretty much today in the mail, I did get the item from NEEWER sent to my apartment, so pretty much I'm gonna go pick it up, and we are about to unbox it. So let me show you guys what product we got in the mail. So this right here is the box that NEEWER sent to me. So obviously a very big box and a very big package, but I'm honestly very, very excited to get into this. So the product that we got from NEEWER this time is in fact the NEEWER ER1 camera slider. So this is a legitimate camera slider. This is actually the largest version that they make, and that's available to buy. This is the 120 cm version. So this thing is actually a professional slider that you can actually put on your tripod. So, you know, if you're doing things again like product commercials, tech reviews, even things like podcasting where maybe you don't want to have your camera stagnant, you want to have some movement in your frame, this slider is really cool because not only is it just a slider, but it's also a motorized slider. So you can actually connect it to something like your smartphone and actually program the dolly in the slider to actually go in certain ways. So if you want to have like an A and B point, you can do that within the app. This actually looks super high quality because this is the first time that I'm seeing this particular slider in person. Right, so the first thing that I'm already noticing is that not only does this thing feel super premium, but it's also super lightweight. And the reason for that is because this thing is actually also made with carbon fiber. So in order to power the slider, it does come with a removable battery. I believe this is actually the exact same battery that came with the DL400. If you're not using the slider on a tripod, you can actually just leave it on a table surface or even on the ground. You can actually move the feet at the ends of them to actually keep it on the ground at a certain level. And then you have a bunch of these cables, which I assume are probably there to connect to your camera. So if you want to start and stop your camera for like recording or just different things or like taking photos, you can actually probably connect the camera to the slider itself to actually control the camera through the app. So maybe if you want to hit the record button, you know, like as soon as the slider starts, you can do that with these cables. So they have a bunch of different cables with different connectors, especially if you're in a quiet room or if you're trying to also capture some audio, whether it's dialogue or music. Again, you know, your audio is not going to be distracted by the noise of the motor because this thing is extremely silent. So definitely don't need to worry about that. Now, the way to actually have the tripod head, you know, tilt in different angles when sliding from one side to the other is actually the rod in the middle. So the middle rod of the ER1 is not made out of carbon fiber. I believe it's either just like a regular aluminum. So there are these kind of like these knobs in the middle of the camera slider at both ends, where you can actually choose what angle you want it to go on the rod. But you can pretty much make the angle go from anywhere between you know, positive 20 to negative 20 degrees. So that way the camera will be angled and directed in different ways while it's sliding. Okay guys, so right now we are at the School of Cinematic Arts campus. Again, it's been a while since I've been here. Right now we do have the NEEWER ER1 slider set up, so that way I'm gonna try to get some smooth sliding shots of the Douglas Fairbanks statue right here in the heart of the SCA courtyard. So that way I can kind of just show you guys what kind of shots we can get, especially with the slider not only being able to move horizontally, but of course you could have it on a slant, you know, or you can keep it completely vertically. Obviously, if you do that, then you want to make sure that you have some counterbalance, so that way it doesn't completely tip over. You can kind of keep it at certain, you know, kind of diagonals, so that way you can get some vertical lift as well. And then also you can kind of turn the camera depending on the middle rod of that aluminum mill. So the nice thing about the slider is that you can also use it for talking headshots. All right, so now we pretty much have it on a timer. So right now it is doing that loop motion. So obviously we can stop it whenever we want, but I'm gonna put the phone down and just focus on you guys. So again, as I mentioned, this loop video is really, really nice to have, especially if you're doing things like podcasting, where let's say you're in the video itself, but you don't have a person behind the camera. you can obviously just be like sitting right across from, another person talking, and you don't have to worry about the slider whatsoever, because it's just going to continuously do this loop from one end to the other end. And of course, you can also just customize exactly how far you want to go. So obviously, if you don't want too much movement, and you just want a little bit of movement from side to side, then obviously, you can just make it from a little bit to the other side. So you don't have to do the full length of the slider and kind of control how much of it you want. So personally for me, I'm just doing the full length just because I can. So obviously it's really nice. But again, this is really cool because it's just completely hands-free and we are getting camera movement. And again, this is just a really nice thing, especially if you don't have someone operating the camera, or if you just want the nice, smooth, just kind of horizontal movement with it as well. And again, if you do have it on a tripod, you can kind of adjust vertical heights. That way, you're not only just getting a horizontal shift between left to right, but of course you can get the vertical shift as well. You can get it in different sizes. So if the 120 cm is too big, you can get it at 80, or I believe they have it in 100. So they do have 3 different sizes, but the one that I have right now is the biggest and largest one. So obviously if you want the most versatility in terms of your sliding, this is definitely the one to get. So if you guys want to get your hands on it, I'll definitely leave a link down in the description below. So that's going to do it for us on this video talking about the NEEWER ER1. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to NEEWER for sending out the ER1, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take it easy. Peace.